Right. Awesome. Yeah. So thanks so much for jumping on. We've obviously just have a really quick chat about your record month, like hitting 40K plus a month, which is incredible. And it's been a journey to get there, but honestly, maybe in your eyes, it's been a lot quicker than possibly what it would have thought. But nonetheless, doesn't, it's just incredible to see where it was when obviously we met maybe 3, 4 months ago. I can't even recall, not even that long ago, to where it is sort of now. Um, to kick off, I'd love to just kind of obviously if you just introduce yourself and your business and what you do, and then we can kind of touch on, what works so well for you in these last couple of months.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So I run a business called Sunshine Curls, and it's a curly hair online store. And we sell products for people that struggle with frizzy hair, unruly curly hair. And we sell like shampoos, conditioners, gels, hair masks, accessories, for people that want to learn how to embrace their natural curly hair, basically help them feel confident and, to be honest, just have a bit of fun with what they already have. Um, Comes from the heart because I've always struggled with really frizzy hair as a child, didn't know how to deal with it. And now working from Australia, I import these products in from around the world. Having used them for so many years, now I actually retail them and offer advice to people that don't really know where to start. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so before we met, where was the business at? How long had you kind of been going? And where were things kind of at, call it revenue marketing wise? Where'd you feel at that point before we had
Yeah.
met?
So before we had met, I really took a punt on myself. I bought a very small selection of products because I was very shy. I didn't really know what I was doing. Bought a small selection of products. Just from being in touch with the market, I kind of knew which ones worked and which ones didn't in terms of what people liked. I sold out very quickly of one type of product, and then I didn't know what to do after that because I sort of thought, oh, okay, well now I've sold out of all of this product, sort of low hanging fruit. I don't know how to actually sell other types of product which are have a little bit less momentum and whatnot. So I saw some content from Will. It was really helpful, and I just took a yeah took a risk on myself and decided to learn and educate myself about e-commerce and how to be successful. Um, and $2,000 a month at that time was something that I was not achieving. And I thought to myself, if I can make $2,000 a month, that would be awesome. And then I sort of articulated a goal of, $10,000 a month, that would be the pipe dream. $30,000 a month, that would just be insane. And
Yeah.
Will was the one that was saying, like you were saying to me, like, it might happen faster than you think. Um, and I was like, well, yeah, I know it won't. And then it did. So, yeah, I followed everything. And I tried to adjust my mindset according to what you advised. And I
Mm.
sort of remember thinking to myself that, you know, um, I want to always be teachable and I want to learn from people that know what they're doing. And I think that being teachable and knowing that you're not perfect and being accepting of that actually helps you become so much better because
Mm.
you learn from people that have been where you are. So I'll continue to be a student the whole time so I can keep getting better and keep being more successful.
Yeah, huge point there. I'm so glad you'd actually mentioned that because there's a lot of people that are perfectionists and are certain ways, and we talk about this a little bit throughout the community. I know you and I have had several conversations about how we kind of categorize ourselves, I guess you could say, like I am or I am not. And the more that we can understand that we can really be or become whatever we actually want to, like that actually empowers you to adopt the right behaviors of someone that is where you want to be. Because I truly believe the person we are now versus that person are different people. And again, we kind of spoke about some attributes before and some couple there with, perfectionism or, waiting for things to feel good about or confident about it versus taking the action, sloppy action, imperfect action, and
Yeah.
getting that feedback. And most of the time, even in my experience as well, is the version 1.0, like does exceptionally well if it's well thought out and
Yeah.
considered, right? Not perfect, but considered. Even
Mm.
better than what we might get on 2 or 3.0 if we had have waited. But if we do wait, we'll never get off the start blocks. And that's where you've been so amazing and why it's happened so quickly, because you have put your ego aside. You said, look, we've got something to learn here. You've taken the action, you trusted the process, and you've let it come to fruition. Like just focusing in the trenches daily, right? Focusing on your inputs, your leading metrics, we call it. And then you sort of pop your head out of the water and it's like, oh my God, like this is where I'm at, right? That, and
Yeah.
you get the reward for the work that you've done, but you were focused on the input, and the output took care of itself, which is what is controllable versus uncontrollable. So, that's been what I've observed and admired absolutely about you, so much. And I'm not surprised, right? And I'm so glad that you believed that I believed in you in that sense. So it's awesome. It's
Long way
awesome.
to go.
Yeah,
I've just
absolutely.
started.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. We'll continue
Yeah.
obviously to do that and keep building the business, and you as a person as well, right? Through this entire process, which is awesome. So with jumping in, I know, obviously within an investment and taking risk and stuff like that, like, did you feel those kind of emotions? Were you apprehensive jumping in? You mentioned you were obviously a lower revenue and things like that, but, how do you sort of feel jumping in? When
To
you
jump
did.
into the course, to
Yeah.
invest in the course.
Hmm.
Oh, I had huge skepticism at first. Sorry, Will.
Honestly, I love it.
It's,
Yeah.
to anybody that, has that same thing, like, oh gosh, you're investing in yourself if you've got, young kids, which I do, and you're talking about something immaterial. You're talking about achieving something that you don't have a crystal ball. You don't know where you can go. You don't know whether you're
Mm.
ready for an investment. Even if, let's say I'm going to digress slightly, but let's say you do invest in yourself and you do succeed. Are you ready for that? There's
Mm.
so many ways that I thought about it. Like,
Mm.
am I ready to take on this type of job?
Yeah.
In my position? Will I be successful? Will I be accountable? Like,
Mm.
sorry, well, can I actually come through in the way that you expect me to?
Mm.
So I think that there was emotional sort of commitments that I made as well as financial. And I think that what kind of did it for me was that I could not afford not to. So like you've already made this investment, as you said, you're filling a void of you've taught me about that before, where you kind of commit to something and then your path is established, and it's just about following that and trusting the process. And I guess I just thought to myself, I have invested in these products that I've bought.
Mm.
I want this to be successful. I don't think I'm going to let it go. I think I will, the regret of not doing it will be far greater. And I'm just talking about the success of my business. I'm not talking about doing the course.
Mm.
So I looked internally at what it was that I wanted and where I stood with my business. And then I'd sort of decided that it was an absolute no-brainer that I'm going to give it everything that I'm going to give it so that I can. So therefore, a teacher is imperative,
Mm.
because if teacher, you do. So um, I want it to be excellent. So I just, once I looked at things like that, changed my perspective, and I realized that this was something that was important to me, it became a no-brainer that I had
Mm.
to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
yeah,
that's that, thanks for sharing that, because that's what a lot of people go through, either consciously or subconsciously. I'm not sure how many people do kind of, write things out and think about it methodically the way that you did, but you're exactly right. And that was a big realization that, I had, like, we didn't get help within our business for 5 years or something like that. And it was like, why the hell did we not do that? Because we burnt years in there. We could do things a lot faster with the help on the roadmap and people supporting you. So, it's awesome. Like, it's fortunate that you've actually kind of realized that early on in your, business journey, which is incredible. So that's awesome. And so with, I guess, the specifics, like, what do you find, what have you found as being kind of the most beneficial thing of the program, and what have you kind of enjoyed the most and got the most value out of?
gosh, a lot of things. I don't think
Mm.
that there's one thing in particular that I have. So, that's there've been certain things that have been obviously mm, bigger levers than other, but I think the I was thinking about this the other day, like just having the support is awesome. Knowing that you are with people is it's quite a soft sort of point, but it's valid. It's constant. Like you've got a constant group of people that can help. You've got, at the point when I joined, I had you and Kirk. So I had two people that I, trusted, that can help if I needed it. And that just takes away brain drain, like knowing that you've got somebody that can help. Um, if you're short on time as well, like you've got a point of contact as opposed to sitting there figuring it out yourself. You've actually got a beeline to a solution, which is awesome.
Mm.
What really, in terms of more tangible, like results, what worked was I had one-on-ones with yourself and Kirk, and you guys put me on the track of, right, this is basically what you need to do. I really liked the fact that it was a tactical course. It told you, this is your landing page, this is what you need to do. You almost basically told us which buttons to push, to the point of you pretty much did tell us this is what you need to do. And when you are stuck in the maze of e-commerce and you don't know which way is up, sometimes it really helps when someone just roadmaps that out for you in a very tactical way. And there is interlaced within your course support and mentality, but it's not all about theory.
Mm.
So it's good, because sometimes a lot of courses that I've seen in the past are very theoretical, and it's like, okay, well, I actually kind of know about, the morning routine and the evening routine and, all of this stuff. But actually, sometimes you just want someone to say, can you put this there, change that, add
Yeah.
that. So I think that it's got the, it's an ecosystem of people, of like-minded entrepreneurs, and then it's also exceptionally tactical. So you can really get the results that you want from tried and tested, tactics.
Mm.
So I think, yeah, it's really well balanced course.
Yeah, I mean, you've explained that beautifully, and honestly, pretty much explained it exactly how I wanted it to be. Because yes, we want you to have the click by clicks and stuff that you can follow and implement and just plug and play. But I've always known, and this is from my own experience as well, the devil's in the details and the specificity to each business owner of what you need to do, even to the interpersonal skills, right? As like, I know how you actually operate and think, so I can adapt my advice and strategy to you in a sense, right? Working with our strengths versus being like, okay, here's 1,000 people and this is the way you should kind of do it. There's a mixture of both that's really important. So yeah, no, I'm really glad that you've got benefit from all of it, being the one-to-one and obviously the community, and then obviously the tactical stuff as well. So that's awesome. I mean, just kind of finally, like, sort of with the wisdom and I guess hindsight that you've got now, like, what would you sort
Wisdom.
of say to people who are, yeah, no, it's true. You got to acknowledge this. Like, what would you sort of say to people in the position that you were prior to kind of starting and then kind of being on the other side? Like, what would you sort of say to them in terms of, if they're struggling or overwhelmed or anything like that?
I need a minute to think. So somebody that's struggling, find out if it's something that really, if you are in a position where you want this, like, if you're an aspiring e-commerce company and you really want it to be successful, and you are spending a lot of time on trying to figure it out yourself, the people on this course can really help you get there. So, like, uh, you know, don't work harder, work smarter, So I think, you're going to be able to get the help that you need to kind of to succeed. And it's always good to sort of be, mindful of your finances. It is an investment, but at the same time, you will make that back in what as I think you said to me before, like, it's a drop in the ocean. And if you commit to this path, and you turn up every day, and you take the actions that you need for your business, and you ask the questions and you seek help, you will see results. So find out if this is something that you really, really want, and go for it. If it is, like, don't look back, go for it.
That's such a seriously good message, right? Like, again, I don't think too many people think about what they truly, really want and then what they're actually prepared to go and do it. And that's such an important point, and something we definitely try and instill within people in the community is, like, almost jumping in and getting the help is the first step, right? And then the real work begins. I'm not sure if I've cut out now. And then the real work, begins by getting in there and into the weeds of everything. The other thing is also, are we back?
You're back.
Oh my goodness.
Ah,
No, not to worry. I got most of that. What I was just saying was, maybe I'll try and turn this off and on for a second. Yeah. What I was just saying was I was definitely reiterating your point there. Just about, the first step. The first step, obviously jumping in, backing yourself,
yep,
having the support. And then the second thing is, you're gonna, in inverted commas, spend the money anyway, right? It's going to be in time or physical money actually trying to figure everything out yourself. And so, you
totally.
may as well get there
Yeah,
faster and shorter and have a lot more of your sanity, when you do, by having actually the support behind you. So, no, as I said, you've explained that beautifully. Obviously, congrats on your amazing progress, and it's just the beginning, right? We're onwards and upwards to 6 figures a month. So, super pumped for you. So, thanks so much, obviously, for sharing that as well. I really appreciate it.
thanks, Will. Thank you.
No
No
worries.
problem.